There are several things that make my classroom different from a regular ed classroom. I have a smaller class size. I also have the students broken up into smaller groups based on their ability. We also have different components such as social skills training in our classroom. But we are there to support the needs of the students who have different emotional issues.
An emotional support classroom is different from a typical classroom in that we focus on communication and social and emotional well-being of the students, which is a little bit different than a traditional classroom where they focus more on academics.
One of the things that makes our program unique is that we have a lot of sensory regulation materials available for the students. We have a second room that they can go into if they need a break during the day, where they can use sensory regulation things such as jumping on a trampoline or rolling on a ball or lying in a bean bag. There are many things that the students can do if they need a break from the academics that they're working on.
My 7th and 8th graders today created mindfulness jars, or calming jars, and we were focusing on coping skills and how to cope with feelings within the classroom and outside the classroom.
And in our classroom, we worked on building a tabletop STEM activity, which we do in the classroom to promote communication and also to promote team building activities for activities they'll need later in life.
And today we're working on a science project. We're finishing up a unit on materials, and we're trying to figure out if we can use paper to build a strong tower to hold up a textbook. That's what the students are working on in pairs, and we have them working in pairs so that they can practice those skills of being part of a team.
The students were just working on a pumpkin life cycle book because we're going to Seipel's farm this week to pick pumpkins, social skills, work on those, which is always beneficial to emotional support kids, and then tie it back into our pumpkin life cycle. We do a lot of independent work in the emotional support classroom because there are 5 students currently. 2 of them are mainstream for most of the day, and all the other students are on different levels, so they are pretty much working one-to-one with me, and then if they're not with me, they're doing independent work either with one of the instructional assistants or on one of the programs on the computer.
Class, ALAS, and LAS are all center-based programs that support students primarily with emotional behavioral disorders. We do have partial programs at the buildings, so our purpose is kind of just to give some extra support to students who weren't doing as well in their home districts behaviorally and academically. So we come alongside them and kind of provide them with skills that they need to be successful. So for September 11th, I showed my class a picture that is kind of famous. We can all look back. It's some firefighters streaming up the American flag after the morning after, and I showed my students that, and we kind of talked about what the raising of the American flag symbolizes and kind of what that means after such an event. So some skills that we worked on in the classroom through that activity is teamwork and taking direction, because I had 2 students that kind of took the lead on it. I didn't assign them, I kind of stepped back and kind of explained the project and then kind of let them run with it. So the students, those in those leadership roles, learned how to appropriately delegate to other students, so that we're taking on the directions. We're learning how to take directions from people that they may not normally take directions from, and taking directions from their peers.